Hi everybody, in this video we're going to learn how to create a horizontal stabilizer for our aeroplane. So if you want to see what a horizontal stabilizer looks like, or the horizontal stabilizer that we're creating today looks like, it looks like this. So it's quite simple to create. It looks kind of intimidating at first sight, but yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the creation of the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by creating a new part studio. How we're going to do that is we're going to come down to the bottom. Sorry, I apologize. I got scared by my dog who just bursted the door open. But back to the video. So we're going to come to the toolbar over here and click on Insert New Element, and we're going to come to Create Part Studio. When we come to create Part Studio, we're going to right click and click on rename. And in the rename section, we're going to rename it horizontal stabilizer. Oops. So I just exit out of it. I exit out of the renaming box, so I can re-enter it by right clicking and clicking on rename again. And we're going to get horizontal stabilizer. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to our top plane. So we're going to click on our top plane, right click, and click on new sketch. Then we're going to right click once again and come to view normal sketch plane and click. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to our top plane. I'm going to refer back to my sketch to make sure I'm telling you guys all of the right dimensions. So I'm going to click on edit. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we're first going to make this square over here. This time, yes, it is a square. I'm so sorry. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the drop down and click on center point rectangle, and we're going to click on the origin, click and zoom out and click. This will confirm a rectangle because it doesn't have equal dimensions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hover over my first dimension. Oops, that was a fail, but okay. I'm going to come to my dimension tool. I'm going to click on my length. I'm going to change it to 2 inches. Then I'm going to come to my width and I'm going to make it 2 inches once again. Oh, not don't click on the line after you click on the top because that's going to make it an angle and we don't want an angle. So let's just click there and we're going to make it 2 inches. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a center point arc. So we're going to make these little arcs over here, right? So how we're going to do that is we're going to come to our arc tool, click on the drop down and click on center point arc. We're going to hover over the edge of our square, and we're going to hover over until we see this orange. When we see the orange, that means that we're looking at the midpoint of the square of that line, midpoint of that line. So then we're going to click and drag to the other end of the point of the square. Click, and we're going to click and drag to the other end of the square, like so. Then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the step for our other arcs. So we're going to come to the midpoint by hovering over the entire square until we see the rectangle. Click, click, drag, click, like so. So for people who are not too familiar with this tool, it may take you a couple of times to get it perfect, but some tips I can give you is that you have to make sure that it aligns, or in other words, in more professional terms, it is coincident. The ends of the arcs are coincident with the ends of the squares. So then I'm going to confirm our sketch, and we're going to now extrude the sketch. So how we're going to do that is we're going to come to our extrusion tool. We're going to select all 3 parts. Or what we could have done is we could have just selected sketch 1 on the features tab, and it'll select the entire sketch. And we're going to make the extrusion depth 0.25 inches. And then we're going to click the green check button to confirm. We're going to enter isometric and click P to get rid of all of the sketch planes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to assign it a different color. So why we assign different colors is one, to make it look colorful, two, to make it distinctive to the eye. So when we look at the airplane, we can see that each color represents a single part of our assembly. So that's mainly why we use colors in Onshape. So now let's assign a color. We're going to hover over our part one, right click, and click on edit appearance. Then we're going to come to our palette, our bright palette. We're going to come to the red and hover over the fourth color. It should look like this. If you don't have the same palette as me, I can give you the Hex and the RGB code in the description below. That is if you want the same exact colors as me. If you don't, then you can just make it whatever color you want, but it has to be different from the wheel block. So then we're going to click the green check button, and voila, there is our horizontal stabilizer. So if you guys have any questions, as always, please do put them down in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my videos. Bye!